Six Nations 2020 is here, and the first game that's going to get us underway is the Wales-Italy game from Cardiff. It should be, in theory, a pretty one-sided game because if you look at the most recent results between these two teams, the last five, it's 5-0 to Wales. 67-14 in 2016, 33-7 in 2017, 38-14 in 2018, 26-15 in Italy in 2019. I guess a couple of those are not hidings, and to be fair, the oldest of the five results in 2015 was only 23-19. That was a Rugby World Cup warm-up game, so how much you read into that is probably not a whole heck of a lot, but in the Six Nations, generally, Wales have been good for at least 15 plus points over Italy, so pretty comfortable favourites. It's a bit of an interesting one for Wayne Pivac and his men this time because it's the first game, so it's not really one of those ones where you can, I think, do what Wales did last year and really kind of switch up the squad, give some guys a rest, give some young guys a game. You've kind of got to get some consistency among you guys. You've got to kind of come out swinging, and get the guys ready for the game after this game. So I guess that's kind of reflected in the selections. I'll put the teams in the description, but just to go over them quickly, front row for Wales, Wyn Jones, Ken Owens and Dillon Lewis. Fairly experienced there. None of those guys have got fewer than 20 caps. I mean, Ken Owens is like in the 70s, so they should be able to, one would think, get on the front foot and boss the Italians around a bit at set piece time. Jake Ball and Alun Wyn Jones in the second row. Man, Alun Wyn Jones, 134 caps. That guy just keeps going and going and going. He is captain, of course. I mean, Jake Ball, by comparison, looks inexperienced, and he in himself has 42 caps, which is no mean feat. The Welsh back row, as it has been in recent years, is just genuinely looking very exciting. Wainwright's at 6, and he's been a revelation. He's only had 18 caps, but he is a real excitement machine player when he gets the ball, very dynamic. Tipuric is your tackles and turnovers guys. That guy's on 72 caps as well. And Faletau is back for Wales. That's like, if you're having a crap, excuse my language, day, and you read that Faletau is playing, hopefully that brightens your day up a bit. Probably unless you're Italian, because that guy just needs to be fit and playing for Wales, basically. So the fact that he's playing is something we should all rejoice, even if you're not a Wales fan. Thomas Williams is at 9, Dan Biggar's at 10. Yeah, I guess, Rhys Webb's there on the bench, but I guess in all likelihood is probably never going to start. But Thomas Williams is very good in that 9 jersey. Hadleigh, Parks and George North is the midfield. There's going to be question marks about George North. He's played, 5 or 6 games in the 13 jersey for Wales, so I know he's been doing a little bit domestically, but yeah, it's going to be a challenging one, I guess. Maybe Italy is the game to do that, with all due respect, but yeah, Adams and McNicholl perhaps keeping the wings busy. Maybe he just can't buy a spot on the wings. It's interesting that McNicholl, who's technically uncapped despite playing that one game against the Barbars, he gets the nod ahead of Rhys, but I'm kind of not too disappointed that they're not like really throwing Rhys, who's already had a lot of attention and probably a bit of pressure put on him. Don't throw really him into the cauldron yet. You can work with him in the Wales setup, like McNichol's been with the Wales setup for a while, to really get him embedded. So McNicholl and Adams has just been phenomenal as of last year. He's on the left wing, and Halfpenny, very, very steady guy to have at 15. The bench, Elias, Evans, Brown, Hill, Moriarty, Webb, like I mentioned, Jarrod Evans, and Nick Tompkins is due to get his debut as well. Liam Williams still not fit, and Owen Watkins still not fit, so there's guys who are not quite ready to go. In terms of the Italians, whose squad I'm definitely less familiar with than the Welsh guys, one of the Italian guys did give me a pronunciation guide on the Italian names, but I haven't quite had a chance to study it yet. I do appreciate it. But Stiloci, Bigi, and Lavotti are the front row. Bigi and Lavotti are both, well, Bigi's 24 caps and he's captain. 40 caps for Lavotti, so relatively experienced. But Zelocci, he's only got 2 caps, so I haven't seen much of Zebre this season, but it's an all Zebre front row, so we'll see how they go. Zani and Canone are the second row, and again, that's a massive contrast. In 117 caps for Zani, and Canone is uncapped. So I guess if you're going to have someone next to you, making sure you don't do the wrong thing, it's probably a good guy to have. And Negri, Polledri, and Stain is the back row. And again, the Italians never really have a problem with the back row. Their back row is pretty good generally. I mean, Stain's a good player. Polledri is maybe a great player, and Negri is a bit of a bone cruncher as well. So yeah, a big Benetton feel from the locks onwards. It's only Polledri who doesn't play for Benetton in the Zebre front row. So I guess it's good to see so many Italian-based guys making up the majority of the squad. There's another Gloucester guy in terms of having Callum Brayley there at 9. And no surprises, Alun gets the nod at 10. What I am a little bit surprised about is Carlo Canna is playing 12. I've never seen him play 12. I will definitely take advice on how much 12 he's played in his career. I certainly do not watch enough Zebre to comment on that, but it's an interesting selection. I would imagine maybe George North is licking his lips at the idea of running at him, but we will see. Morisi is there outside him. Bellini and Sarto are on the wings, and then the excitement machine, Minozzi, is there at 15. He may be looking at George North and saying, if you don't defend that centre channel, I'm going to run right around you. So we will see how things go. Bench for the Italians, Zani, Fischetti, Ricconi, Lazzaroni, Bud, Licata, Palazzani, and Jaden Hayward makes the bench as well. Like I mentioned, the recent results between the two teams, it's always gone Wales' way, so there's not really a whole lot of pressure on Italy for this one. They're away from home. It's a team they haven't beaten, in the last 5 attempts or longer. So, it's probably more pressure on Wayne Pivac's men to actually step up and put Italy away. The bookies have got them by 24. And the algorithm Rugby Forecast has got Wales by 21. So they're saying it should be at least 20-point victors. If you look at recent years, that's kind of about right. That seems to be how it usually goes. But it should be a bit of an interesting one. You guys let me know your thoughts on how you think this game is going to go. Do you think Wales put them to the sword? It's a pretty experienced Welsh side. There's not... Johnny McNicholl's kind of your only uncapped guy in the starting 15. So, one wouldn't imagine just because they've had a change of coach, they will be really that affected. And Italy change of coach as well, so that probably evens things out. But you guys let me know your thoughts on how this one's going to go. If you haven't joined the Super Brew pool for the Six Nations predictions, do that. The pool is just called 2 Cents Rugby. If you're in the UK or Italy, you will have the pleasure of watching this game free to air. I believe it's on at 3:15 a.m. here in New Zealand, so I may indeed end up watching it delayed. If you haven't got a way of watching the game, like you're outside one of those countries which has got the game free to air, stick around and I will show you how you can watch the game either live or on demand. But hey, either way, I'll see you guys again for the review. Cheers, guys. Remember, guys, if you want to watch Wales against Italy and you're not in one of the places where it's free to air, jump online, use ExpressVPN. Make sure you connect to one of the servers in the UK. For example, here I'm using London. If that one was a bit slow, switch to another one. Jump onto the BBC iPlayer. You sign up for that with a free email address. And then, you basically just need to find the Six Nations. It's not on yet, but it's going to be on pretty soon. Wales, Italy. So, man, if you want to see it, here's the place it's going to be. You can get it online with ExpressVPN. The link is down in the description. Check it out.